Yes, you will definitely get either in the multiple choice or even in section B. So please pay very careful attention to this. I'm focusing on the provisions that we find in the BCE. At these names, know them exactly as it is here. So don't just study meal breaks, call it meal breaks and rest periods, child and forced labor. I don't want you to get it half correct. You need to get these 100% correct. There are 7 of them. Know them as it is. These are the main provisions of the BCA, and only leave do we discuss the subdivisions. So if you're asked the provisions of the BCA, it is as you see it over here. Hours of work, a person may not work more than 45 hours in a week. Don't tell me a person is supposed to work. Yes, they are supposed to work, but tell me 45 hours a week, 9 hours a day, Monday till Friday, or if it's Monday till Saturday or even Monday till Sunday, it is maximum 8 hours a day, and that 45 hours then have to be subdivided according to those number of hours allowed in a day. You can read through the rest, but those first two should help you already. Overtime, you can write there a person has to agree to overtime. A person cannot just be forced to work overtime. And then it is usually maximum 10 hours per week. I've seen on quite a few occasions that they've moved away from the 10 hours per week, but they like to ask the 3 hours per day. But like I said, a person has to agree. Then the compensation, it is 1.5 times the normal rate if a person works overtime on weekdays or on Saturdays. If the person works overtime on a Sunday or public holidays, then it's double the hourly rate specified. Meal breaks and rest periods, like I said, you call it that. It's not just a meal break. Then tell me lunch, meal break, and rest periods. A person is allowed to take a meal break of 60 minutes after 5 hours of continuous work. And remember this hour a day, that's included into your 9 hours working hours per day. So it's not 9 hours plus an hour that you have to take a break, and yeah, it's all included. So you actually get paid to have lunch. If a person has a work day that is also a public holiday, the workplace have to pay the person even though the person can stay at home. But if the person has agreed to work on that public holiday, then the work has to pay him double his hourly rate. Employment, again, if a person has worked at a company for more than a month but less than 6 months, they have to give 1 week's notice. But if a person has worked at a company for more than a year, they have to give 4 weeks notice, and the notice must be given in writing. Take note, guys, you cannot just tell me a contract can be terminated and there you go. I want to know the time frames. Same goes with leave. I want to know how much days do I have. Don't just tell me the person gets leave. I'm not. Child and forced labor. Very importantly, it is illegal to employ a child younger than the age of 15 years, and it's also illegal to force someone to work. So if a person is older than the age of 15 years, but they're not 18 yet, for example, to drive a taxi or drive a bus or do dangerous work, it is still regarded as illegal. So that 15 years of age has to coincide with, are they allowed to do the job? Lastly, leave. Leave is seen as one component of the provisions of the BCA, but leave is also subdivided into 4 different types of leave. Please read carefully. If they are asking you to identify the provision of the BCA or the type of leave as seen as part of the BCA. With annual leave, I want to see the person has 21 consecutive days. So not 3 days here, 7 days there, 10 days there, and 1 day somewhere else. 21 days, including weekends, continuous, non-stop. Sick leave, and remember with annual leave, the person gets paid for being away from work. Sick leave, a person is allowed to take the number of days you would have usually worked over a 6-week period. So if I work Monday till Friday, over a 3-year or 36-month cycle, I will then have 30 days sick leave with payment. If I'm absent quite often or I become a problem, the work may request of me to bring a sick note. Then maternity leave. A pregnant employee, female quite obviously, is allowed to take 4 months consecutive leave. Remember, it is not with payment, so the workplace can decide to not pay the person during that time frame because they have to employ a person in a temporary position. Then your family responsibility leave, a person is allowed to take 3 to 5 days, not 3, not 5, but 3 to 5 days leave in the case of a parent dying, a child being sick. At this stage, paternity leave still forms part of family responsibility leave. The discussion of paternity leave being 10 days already is not yet approved. So for now, it forms part of family responsibility leave.